Imagine, you go to a company's website, click a few buttons, describe your app with your voice, and in a few seconds, artificial intelligence starts building it. On its own, without programmers. 6 times less money, 6 times faster. Want a mobile app for your bakery? A week. Want a restaurant reservation platform? A few days. Want an online store from scratch? There you go. No more hiring a team of developers. No more understanding of code. Just speak, and AI does everything for you. This isn't science fiction you're being told. It's already reality. You invest money. Microsoft invests money. The Qatar Investment Authority invests money. The company becomes a unicorn, worth $1.5 billion. The CEO is named Ernst Young's World Entrepreneur of the Year. And all this time, behind a beautiful interface called Natasha, 700 real people are sitting, in India, at computers, and writing code by hand. This is the story of Builder.ai. It's the story of how one man convinced the entire tech world he'd invented the future, while the future was hiding in an office in Delhi, working for a standard salary. 2016, London. A young entrepreneur from India named Sachin Dev Duggal registers a company called AI Engineer. It will later change its name to AI Builder. Duggal is charismatic, speaks quickly, and thinks in images. He has an idea: to create a platform that will build mobile apps automatically, like a worker in a factory. You say what you want, the machine does it. No coding, no programmers. The product was called Natasha. It was an AI assistant that supposedly understood your requirements and launched development automatically. The client would open the interface, describe what they needed, the type of app, features, design. Natasha would respond, clarify details, and generate a plan. Everything looked technologically advanced. Progress bars moved, notifications came in. It felt like a powerful algorithm was running somewhere in the cloud. Behind this interface was the reality. The task was assigned to a human specialist, a product manager, who sat in an Indian office and began processing it manually. It was they, hundreds of developers and managers, who were the real Natasha. One former employee told Rest of World that he joined the company specifically for the promise of working with breakthrough AI. And he was sincerely disappointed when he realized the reality. Duggal says in presentations, "Our AI does 80% of the work itself in the first few hours. After that, a human just polishes it." It sounds revolutionary. This sounds exactly like it should sound to make a venture capitalist get out his checkbook. Duggal doesn't call himself CEO. He calls himself Chief Wizard. That's what it says on his business cards. At conferences, he wears special clothes, deliberately unlike a business suit. He projects an image, a man from the future who no longer lives in a world where the rest of humanity lives. He compares his mission to the advent of electricity, to the invention of the internet. Software development is the new electricity, he says, and he adds, "We make it accessible to everyone." It works. Audiences believe. Journalists take notes. Headlines are written. But back in 2018, an American manager named Robert Holdheim joined the company. He was hired to streamline business processes. He worked there for a few months. Then he was fired. In February 2019, he filed a lawsuit against the company. His words in the lawsuit were short and to the point. He called everything that was happening smoke and mirrors. Smoke and mirrors, a beautiful storefront, nothing behind it. August 2019, the Wall Street Journal publishes an investigation. The journalist's conclusion is clear. The AI engineer uses human engineers, people, not algorithms, for most of his work. AI is a marketing trope, not a technological reality. Any decent company would die in this place. Its reputation is ruined. Journalists are caught red-handed. Investors are fleeing. Duggal doesn't run. He walks forward. His reaction to the publication is to explain that journalists simply didn't understand, that this is a transitional period, that AI already exists, it's just learning, that engineers are temporary while the system collects data, that in a year or two, everything will be exactly as promised. He gives interviews. He speaks at conferences, confident, calm, convincing. He doesn't defend himself. He explains, like a patient teacher being questioned by a slow-witted student. And it works. Again, investors believe, or pretend to believe, because in the venture capital world of 2019, the word artificial intelligence was like a mantra. No one wanted to be seen as missing out on the next Google. No one wanted to be seen as having misunderstood the technology. The fear of missing out, FOMO, was stronger than the fear of loss back then, and Duggal sensed it instinctively. March 2022. The company raises $100 million in a Series C round. Money is pouring in from all over the world. Investors include major tech and financial institutions. Duggal cries with joy at the press conference, literally, tears on camera. He says, "This is confirmation that we're doing something great." Meanwhile, in India, Duggal is being investigated by the Directorate of Law Enforcement, the agency that combats financial crimes. The case concerns the bankruptcy of Videocon, a major electronics company, in 2018, and alleged questionable transactions between Duggal's companies and Videocon between 2008 and 2012. The allegations relate to money laundering. Duggal denies all charges. His lawyers say he is cooperating with the investigation and has no intention of hiding anything. The criminal proceedings are ongoing. Western investors either don't know about this or don't consider it important. Due diligence was formally carried out, but finding a connection between a London tech startup and a 7-year-old Indian money laundering case requires a lot of effort. Apparently, no one did. May 2023. The most triumphant moment in the company's history. Builder.ai closes a Series D round of $230 million. Investors include Microsoft, the Qatar Investment Fund, and a division of SoftBank. The company's valuation is $1.5 billion, officially a unicorn. Microsoft announces the integration of Builder.ai technology into its Teams platform, which has 280 million monthly active users. Fast Company magazine names Builder.ai the third most innovative AI company in the world. Behind the scenes at this moment, the following is happening. The company has no CFO. The CFO position has been vacant for months and will remain vacant for almost a year until the collapse. Think about it. A company that just raised $230 million from Microsoft and sovereign wealth funds has no one independently responsible for ensuring its reported figures reflect reality. This isn't just negligence. According to analysts who studied the case, it's a necessary condition for the deception to continue. The company has auditors, but they have ties to Duggal himself. There's zero independence. At the same time, according to Bloomberg, Builder.ai is involved in a scheme called circle trading. Together with another Indian company, Vers Innovation, they bill each other identical amounts for services that aren't actually rendered. Company A pays Company B. Company B pays back Company A. The money flows back. The actual exchange of services is zero, but on the books, it looks like real revenue. The goal is the same: to inflate sales figures for the next round of investment, to show growth, to show demand, to show that the business is working. How much does this trick cost? A lot. In 2024, the company declared annual revenue of $220 million. The actual revenue, as an independent audit later revealed, was around $50 million. The gap was $170 million, 4 times. It's October 2024. The company quietly cuts its revenue forecasts by 25%. Debt has surpassed $100 million. Almost half the technical team has quit or is leaving. People see the chaos from the inside and don't want to be a part of what's happening. December 2024. Ernst Young presents Sachin Dev Duggal with the title of World Entrepreneur of the Year. He steps onto the stage. He smiles. He accepts the award. This is his peak, the highest point of public recognition. 2 months before the end, February 2025. Duggal resigns as CEO, officially, voluntarily. In reality, the board of directors, witnessing the growing chaos, removes him from day-to-day management. He retains his title of Chief Wizard and his seat on the board. Manpreet Ratia, managing partner of the Singaporean venture capital firm Jungle Ventures, which was one of the company's investors, becomes the new CEO. His task is to figure out what's going on, find the money, save the company. He doesn't stand a chance, because what he discovers in the first days is worse than any expectations. The actual revenue is not 220, but 50 million. Auditors, with conflicts of interest, concealed the truth for years. The debt to creditors amounts to hundreds of millions. An attempt to close an emergency financing round for $75 million failed. Investors no longer have faith. May 15, 2025. Viola Credit, the lending institution that issued the company $50 million in October 2024, has discovered a covenant violation. Covenants are the terms of a loan agreement that the borrower is obligated to comply with. One of the conditions is that financial indicators must match those declared when the loan was received. The declared revenue is $220 million. The actual revenue is $50 million. The covenant has been violated. Viola takes immediate action. In one day, she withdraws $37 million directly from the company's accounts, forcibly, without negotiations. $5 million remains in the accounts, and they are blocked in Indian reserves. There is no one to pay salaries. May 20th, 2025, evening. Hundreds of Builder.ai employees from all over the world join an emergency online meeting. From London, Delhi, Dubai, Tokyo, Singapore, Los Angeles. Manpreet Ratia appears on the screen. He speaks briefly. The money is gone. The company is filing for bankruptcy. Everyone is fired. One of the former product managers would later write just one sentence on social media. I found out I lost my job while I was on a call with a client. He wasn't given even 30 minutes to come to terms with what had happened. The company employed over 600 people in 5 countries. All of them lost their jobs that evening. Services shut down without warning. In the following days, it became known that U.S. prosecutors had requested financial records from Builder.ai as part of a fraud investigation. The now defunct company found itself under federal investigation. The total amount of investments raised over the company's 9 years of existence was $445 million. The debt to Amazon at the time of bankruptcy was $88 million. The debt to Microsoft was $30 million. Sachin Dev Duggal, according to recent reports, was attempting to buy the company's assets from the bankruptcy trustee, that is, to recoup what he himself had brought about its downfall. Among the thousands of customers who lost their groceries was a bakery owner cited in the investigation. He had spent weeks and real money creating an online ordering app through Builder.ai. When the servers went down on May 20th, his app disappeared along with them. No notification, no way to transfer data, just a blank screen. This is the side of corporate failures that's rarely talked about. When unicorns go bankrupt, everyone counts the investors' losses. Microsoft lost. The Qatar Fund lost. These are big numbers. But there are hundreds of smaller losses too. A bakery without an app. A fitness club without a booking system. A small store without an online storefront. People who trusted a promise and paid for it. Now about what is important to truly understand. Wall Street Journal journalists exposed the scheme back in 2019, 6 years ago. Following that exposure, the company received another $330 million in investment, including money from Microsoft, the world's largest technology corporation with an army of due diligence analysts. How is this possible? Because in 2023, the word artificial intelligence was so powerful, it stifled critical thinking. Because no one wanted to be the one to doubt it and miss the next revolution. Because Duggal had a knack for saying exactly what people wanted to hear. He didn't invent AI. He invented the perfect pitch for the age of AI panic. The 700 Indian engineers who sat behind their screens this whole time, manually doing what Natasha supposedly did, they weren't scammers. They were developers. They did their jobs honestly. Some of them sincerely believed they were working for a company building something new. The deception wasn't theirs. It was the deception of the floor above. And here is the final detail that turns this story from just a scandal into something more. Ernst Young awarded Sachin Dev Duggal the title of World Entrepreneur of the Year in December 2024. 8 weeks later, he was removed from the company's management. 5 months later, the company went bankrupt. One of the largest accounting firms on the planet gave its highest award to a man whose company, at the time, was a financial sham. Nobody noticed anything, or pretended not to notice. What does the AI builder story teach us? It's not that AI is a hoax. AI works. Real AI works. What it teaches us is that in moments of technological panic, the smartest people with the most money are willing to believe any story. as long as it's told with sufficient confidence, and by a sufficiently confident person. The victims weren't just investors with their hundreds of millions. 600 employees lost their jobs in 30 minutes, and thousands of customers lost their products in 0 minutes because the servers simply went down. To lose everything, all it took was one person with a big title, a good pitch, and the right word in the company name. The word is intelligence.